Good day, good day, good day. My name is Mohadi Rametse. I'm the CEO and the founder of KGB Services. We are based in Polokwane. Polokwane is in Limpopo. Limpopo is one of the 9 provinces in South Africa. One of the most beautiful provinces in South Africa. If you have never been to Limpopo, please do yourself a favor and visit us. Today I want to talk about the relationship between the employer and the employee, but I'm going to use the HR. HR is employed by the employer to do the following. 1, to make sure that the company is protected. 2, to enforce policies. 3, to control the cost and productivity. That is the function of HR. And I'm just choosing few, there's more. The function of HR towards the employer. The function of HR towards the employee is to make sure that the employee is well supported and the well-being, to be the voice of the employee. Number 3, to make sure that the employee is treated fairly. This is very important. Employee is treated fairly. So you are HR, and I'm bringing this topic because in my line of work I meet a lot of unhappy employees because of how they are treated, not necessarily by their line manager, but by the HR, who is supposed to be their voice, who is supposed to treat them fairly. So HR, in most of the time, they are protecting the business because that's what they are hired to do. They are protecting the business at the cost of employee. And they practice policies that are favorable towards the employer. And the policies that are favorable towards the employees, they're being ignored as if they don't exist. And I look at it and I'm like, I think HR is the most difficult job, because this person is paying you. If you don't protect them, ordinarily they will fire you. You won't have a job. So I understand why most of HR people are not able to stand their ground. How do you stand your ground against someone who can fire you tomorrow? I really understand your frustration, because this person is paying the bills. Remember, the person who has money has control. It goes without saying. If you have money, you will control, whether you like it or not, but the decision will always be in your favor. So in this case, the employer has the money, is paying this HR person. Therefore, the HR will do anything possible to please the employer. And the HR becomes yes say. They can't be objective at any given stage, because you are supposed to be here. If you cross this line, you are dead, you are done. You don't have employment the following day. But today I want to say we need HR practitioners that can stand and say, I am the voice of the employee. I am going to make sure that the employees are treated fairly. And I'm going to give you another example where employers do not give employees even an increase, an annual increase, a living increase as per inflation, the 3 or 4% according to the CPI. They don't even give it to them. And the employee will not say anything. Why? You don't have a voice. The person who is supposed to be your voice is the HR. Also, they can't say anything because one of their responsibility is to make sure that the cost is controlled. So they will control that cost by not giving you an increase. They would control that cost by not giving you an increase. As a result, you are being treated unfairly. Why? Because you don't have someone who can stand up for you. And I'm talking about just an increase. I'm not talking about the abuse of having to do the double job because someone has resigned and the company is not ready to replace, or the process of recruitment is taking longer. I'm not talking about that, because that in itself is a different story, where you are put under a severe pressure to perform on the two jobs, because the process of hiring or finding someone is impossible. And we see others that a person can act for 2-3 years in a position. They come back and say, you don't qualify for that position. We are going to be looking for someone else. We think the person in Department B qualifies better. Or we will have someone external coming to replace you. For 3 years that I've been acting, you never said anything. And it was not urgent for you as an employer to see that I'm incompetent in this position. I will never be able to perform. Therefore, you need to fast track the process of finding someone who is more competent than me. You leave me to act for 3 years and HR is quiet. And as an employee, I won't even have a voice because my voice is HR. I think we can do better, HR. We can do better in making sure that the employees become happy. The employees' productivity increase because their well-being is taken care of. They're getting the support that is necessary for them to perform their daily responsibilities. And if they're not well, we make sure that we check what is not well. We can't always be pushing the bottom line. Sometimes we are even hitting the very bottom line because people are unhappy. Therefore, we are hitting the very bottom line. No, for me, I'm saying I think we can do better. I think so. I think we can do better. As HR, we can be able to say, look, in this case, I'm standing for the employee, because the employee, these are their rights and these are their privileges, therefore they need to get it. But seeing most of the HR practitioners always standing with the employer, I think we can do better. I think let's change. Let us change and be fair in our treatment and make sure that the employees are happy employees, and make sure that as an HR you check them one by one. What is it that I can do to support you better? What is it that the company can do to support you better? What are your current challenges? That will be the support. That will be fair treatment. But for you, you're just looking at your salary. No, I think that is a bit unfair. So I'm saying to the HR practitioner, balance your roles. The role that you are given by the employer and the role that you are supposed to deliver to the employee. Balance it so that we can have a healthy community, healthy work environment. That is my plea to all HR practitioners today. If there's anything, please, let's be objective